You guys ready? Good morning and thank you for attending. I am Chief Petty Officer Levi Reed with Coast Guard Public Affairs, and I'll be your moderator for today's press conference. At this time, please silence or turn your cell phones to vibrate. The Coast Guard Cutter Kimball crew will be offloading nearly 19,000 pounds of cocaine. The offload is a result of 6 separate suspected drug smuggling vessel interdictions or events off the coast of Mexico and Central and South America during the months of February through April 2025. In a moment, Rear Admiral Joanna Heigl, Acting Deputy Commander, Coast Guard Pacific Area, and Captain Robert Kinsey, Commanding Officer, U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Kimball, will each give brief remarks. Special guests in attendance today are Captain Jason Hagan, District 11 Chief of Enforcement, Joe Hathaway, Assistant Special Agent in charge, Drug Enforcement Agency, Acting Deputy Chief Patrol Agent R.J. Ripple of San Diego Sector, U.S. Border Patrol, Mr. Ron Hope, Deputy Director, Marine Operations, San Diego Air and Marine Branch, Mr. Chris Baroni, Assistant Special Agent in charge, Homeland Security Investigations, San Diego. Their bios with the correct spelling and titles are in your press kits. If you did not receive a press kit, please find me afterward and we'll provide one. We expect the remarks to last approximately 15 minutes. There will be opportunities for one-on-one interviews after the press conference. There will also be an opportunity to shoot B-roll of the offload. We ask that you do not shoot the faces of any of the special agents walking around. We will also be releasing a multimedia release after today's offload. If there is additional information that you need, please contact the District 11 Public Affairs Office. At this time, I'd like to introduce Rear Admiral Joanna Heigl, Acting Deputy Commander, Coast Guard Pacific Area.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us today here in San Diego. And I offer a special welcome to our DHS partners and representative from Congressman Vargas's office. Also, Commanding Officer of U.S. Coast Guard Cutter Kimball, Captain Bob Kinsey, and the more than 150 crew members of Kimball who have been deployed for 2 months in service to our nation. Today we witnessed the offloading of 8,500 kilograms of cocaine, nearly 19,000 pounds, worth over $200 million, seized by the Coast Guard Cutter Kimball crew from February to April 2025 in the international waters of the Eastern Pacific Ocean. This offload is just one piece of the large and enduring multinational and multi-agency effort to combat international drug cartels and to deter the flow of illegal narcotics into the United States. Notably, in fiscal year 2025 alone, the U.S. Coast Guard has removed well over $1 billion in cocaine from the Eastern Pacific, and we are not done yet. Every day, American lives, families, and communities are plagued by illicit drugs like cocaine and fentanyl. Violence, corruption, extortion, and instability follow as cocaine and fentanyl move from the Southern Hemisphere towards the United States. To meet and deter the effects of drug trafficking cartels, foreign terrorist organizations, and other criminal networks, it takes a network to defeat a network. The United States Coast Guard leverages a unique and vital set of authorities and capabilities to disrupt the flow of illegal narcotics into American communities, in conjunction with our operational network of federal agencies from DoD, DHS, DOJ, as well as other state and local partners. Today we are offloading cocaine, but I assure you that the Coast Guard, your United States Coast Guard, is also deeply focused on operations to combat illegal fentanyl threatening the United States. Just as we are increasing operations to interdict, seize, and disrupt transshipment of cocaine and other bulk illicit drugs threatening the United States, we are also focusing operations and activities in U.S. ports to interdict, seize, and disrupt illegal fentanyl production and trafficking. The U.S. Coast Guard is both part of the Department of Homeland Security, protecting our nation, and also a military service that is part of the joint force defending it. We are in lockstep with national objectives to ensure border control and territorial integrity as we interdict, seize, and disrupt illegal narcotics production and maritime trafficking. Today's offload showcases that U.S. Coast Guard operations, our missions for more than 234 years, remain vital to the American people. We live by a simple ethos. We protect, we defend, we save those who work and live on the sea. We protect the sea and its resources, and we enforce the maritime rule of law. The U.S. Coast Guard is in greater demand today than ever before due to our amazing Coast Guard men and women. We are the world's greatest Coast Guard. Thank you. God bless America, and Semper Paratus.
Thank you, Admiral Heigl. Now we'll hear from Captain Kinsey, the commanding officer of the Coast Guard Cutter Kimball.
Thanks, Chief. All right, thank you, and good morning, and welcome on board Coast Guard Cutter Kimball. Good morning, Admiral Heigl, and leaders representing Department of Homeland Security, Department of Defense, Department of Justice, and members of the press. It's a privilege to stand before you today to highlight the outstanding work of the men and women of the United States Coast Guard Cutter Kimball, United States Coast Guard Cutter Forward, the Joint Interagency Task Force South in Key West, Florida, Maritime Patrol Aircraft from our Customs and Border Protection brothers and sisters, aviation detachments from U.S. Coast Guard Tactical Helicopter Interdiction Squadron, our small unmanned aerial aircraft, and deployable special force teams from U.S. Coast Guard Tactical Law Enforcement Team South and Maritime Safety and Security teams. When you combine the incredible capabilities of these assets, and more importantly, the talents of the dedicated professionals that come together, you get what my crew and I call a cartel's worst nightmare. Once you put these assets and this team on a target of interest, there is very little that the adversary can do to escape. Behind me, you see the tangible result of a joint and interagency task force package crewed by dedicated professionals that came together to interdict over 9 tons of pure cocaine, denying cartels an estimated $215 million in profits. The significant offload represents more than just the seizure of illicit narcotics. It underscores our tireless efforts of my crew and our partners in safeguarding our nation's maritime borders and disrupting the flow of dangerous drugs that fuel violence and despair in our communities. Every single bale behind me was interdicted through the vigilance, skill, and sheer determination of these Coast Guard men and women. I'm immensely proud of their teamwork, from the moment a potential threat is identified to the successful boarding and apprehension. It's a coordinated effort that demands seamless communication, precise execution, and an unwavering commitment to mission success. From stem to stern, from beam to beam, from top to bottom, there is no part of this ship that isn't a vital part of every interdiction. Day in and day out, often in challenging conditions and far away from home, they rise to the occasion, and they embody the true spirit of our Coast Guard. Furthermore, it's crucial to understand that our mission extends beyond just the mere interdictions. Our crew also bolstered important international partnerships with law enforcement members from the Mexican Navy, who provided 2 observers that sailed and operated with us throughout this whole deployment. While in Panama and alongside our DoD brothers and sisters aboard the USS Chosin, we hosted Secretary Hegseth and our DoD partners, and spent time conducting subject matter expertise exchanges with more than 40 members of Panama's counter-drug enforcement teams. Together with these partners, we're actively engaging in countering maritime narco-terrorism, a threat that seeks to exploit our maritime domain for illicit activities that destabilize regions and endanger American lives. By stopping these shipments, we are denying these criminals' networks the ability to operate in the maritime domain and inflict harm. The pride I feel for our crew is immeasurable. Their professionalism, resilience, and dedication to serving our nation at sea is truly inspiring. They are mothers, fathers, sons, and daughters who have answered the call to defend the nation as part of a joint fighting force at the pointy end of the spear that protects our shores and saves American lives. This offload is a testament to their hard work, their commitment, and their unwavering spirit. We remain steadfast in our commitment to continually hardening and sustaining enhanced maritime security operations, and we will continue to work tirelessly with our partners to disrupt these criminal enterprises and protect our nation. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Kinsey. At this time, we'll open it up to questions from the media. Please raise your hand and I'll call you on you. Yes, sir.
How does this compare to other drug seizures this year, as far as numbers or people? How does this seizure compare to other ones in the year?
Okay. Captain Hagan?
Yeah, so Kimball alone, I got a loud voice anyways. Hey, so Kimball alone, this bus that they had, that was 10% of what we've done so far this fiscal year. So, I mean, it's not the biggest that we've seen, but it certainly puts a dent in the TCO's network for sure. So yeah, we're real proud of them, and we look forward to getting Kimball back in the fight for the next time.
Any other questions?
Do you notice any new trends when it comes to drug smuggling, as far as
Trends?
modes of transportation?
Yeah, I would say the trends have remained particularly the same. The smugglers do get smarter; they try to change their tactics, but as both Admiral Heigl and Captain Kinsey has already mentioned, it's a real network of things happening behind the scenes. Everything from just detection and monitoring with intelligence to cutters like the Kimball on the tactical edge doing the interdiction.
Do you know, or can you disclose if these drugs belong to a specific cartel? Just have the list for you.
I think we try to keep it broad and say it's the transnational criminal organizations, but yeah, the cartels. Which specific cartels I cannot disclose. No.
So, from my report, there's a video that you guys released. Is that video of this seizure, or is it particular to this one?
Yeah, the videos we released with the media advisory, they are of the one of the interdictions, one of 6. So I think it was March 6th is the one we were talking about. So yeah, one of 6.
Can you speak on the collaboration with the Mexican government on this specifically?
Yeah. So we work very closely with all the partner nations, but specifically with Mexico, we've got a very good relationship with them. We share as much information as we can back and forth. The cutter Kimball did have 2 observers, we call them, on board, which helps kind of bridge the communication gap between their headquarters and ours. So we will continue that partnership with Mexico because we're all after the same common goal of getting after the illicit activity that happens there in the Eastern Pacific.
Any other questions? All right, at this time, this is the end of the press conference. We will provide a few minutes for one-on-one interviews. Thank you.
video. What video were we looking